Hi all, and welcome back. What makes Path of Exile 2 so special compared to other action RPGs? Let me explain from the perspective of a more casual player. I'll start by sharing some things I really like about it. Every game in this genre has build crafting, but in Path of Exile 2, it feels much more meaningful. In most similar games, build crafting changes what you play. Here, it changes how you play. For example, as an archer, I use lightning rods first. Then, I follow up with lightning arrows. This makes the lightning bounce between the rods, massively increasing the damage, but it only works if you time and place the rods correctly, and if enemies walk over them. There are endless combinations like this to experiment with. Executing them feels incredibly satisfying. In other action RPGs, it's often just about pressing skill buttons. The order matters, sure, but the impact in Path of Exile 2 is on a completely different level. Don't get me wrong, other titles in the genre can still be fun, but it's like comparing a meal you cook yourself to the same dish made by a 4-star chef. It's just not the same. Now, I know you've probably heard this game is more difficult than its peers. That's true, but it's not that simple. Let me explain. The second thing I love about this game is the damage variability. The range of potential damage here is much higher than in most other games. If you create the right build and play well, you can obliterate your enemies. But if you're not paying attention, you can die just as quickly. In most titles, playing optimally might increase your damage by 10 to 15%, maybe 20% if you're lucky. In Path of Exile 2, the difference can be tenfold or more. This level of control feels incredible when it all comes together. Normally, I'd talk about things I like and things I don't, but in this game, the first 2 points are so strong, they're enough for me. That said, there are a couple of things I wish were better. First, I've already lost track of the story. It's told through text bubbles with voiceover, but it just doesn't stick. The lack of meaningful cutscenes doesn't help either. Second, while the user experience is much better than in the first Path of Exile, it still needs work. Skill synergies are a core part of the gameplay, but they aren't explained at all. Improving these areas could make the game more accessible to a wider audience. Lastly, before I wrap this up, if you worry about not being able to get into the game, don't worry, I barely played the original. I wasn't able to get into it, while I like this one a lot. To summarize, Path of Exile 2 is a very special game. Its build crafting doesn't just change what you play, it changes how you play. And its massive damage variability increases both the risks and the rewards. I'll keep playing, and might make another video if my thoughts change or I have more to add. If this was helpful, or if you like short, clear, no-nonsense gaming videos, please consider liking and subscribing. Thank you so much for watching. I hope to see you in the next one.